Greetings and welcome to the mat. Welcome to practice. And as we record, it's another rainy day. And it's Friday. So, yeah, grateful to be here and to be sharing practice. Please have any comfortable seat. Really give yourself a little lift or any shape of seat that feels good for you. We'll start with a little bit of breath practice and and some shoulder stuff. So we're going to focus a bit on neck, shoulders, and down to the depths today. A little work on digestion of things physical and energetic, I dare say. It's often the way it is. So as you begin here, maybe just hold your body, hold your heart, and lift your heart into your hands. You might hold your body with mudra if you like, and hold your belly and let your belly be soft into your hand. Welcome yourself onto the mat, into the moment, present for practice. And just notice what's there without judgment or story. If there's a little buzzing of busyness or emotional mind, thought, emotion stuff, any of that, just acknowledge it without storing it or trying to push anything away. We come to the practice to be with what is, to attend to the bindu of the light, the point of relative stillness and peace within our heart center. And the more we visit our center, the more it expands, the more easily spacious we become, and the more we can easily digest our experiences in life, at least. When we're contracted, clenching with busyness or emotion or thought, all of these things can cause, as you probably know, headache, tension in the neck and shoulders, tension in the organs, the psoas, the digestive system. And so we want to meet what's there as we come to the mat and not push it away, not try to fix it, but find the spaciousness that is already there waiting for ourselves and for all of these experiences. Excuse me. So just at first, greeting whatever's there, greeting yourself and all of your parts, whatever's present energetically. And you're welcome to just stay with these long, slow breaths. Or if you would like, I'd like to invite you into 6 breaths or so of a physiological sigh. So this is a way to reset the nervous system and the breath capacity. It can pretty quickly switch mood and energy levels and again, breath capacity. So you can let your hands relax now in any way that feels good for you. And we're going to take a long inhale with an extra sip of inhale at the top. And with that, you could squeeze and exaggerate any tension or busyness or feels that are there. And then as you exhale, just imagine letting it all go and just melt everything out. So as you're ready, long inhale and an extra sip of inhale at the top and squeeze, hold, exaggerate, and exhale, let go. Long inhale. I'm just going to do it now myself for about 5 breaths without talking. Continue on your own pace. And please continue as you like, or just notice the energy present, if there's any different in the breath. Again, please be comfortable in your seat. Adjust your seat as needed. And when you're ready, let's inhale shoulders up to the ears, squeeze them together on the back and draw them down. Follow your breath. Inhale, shoulders up, squeeze and draw them down, moving with the breath. Roll the shoulders, roll your mouth, like you're saying wow with your mouth, big stretches of the jaw to release the face. As inspired, you might switch directions. And then let's open the arms out to the sides, fingertips down. Push into the earth, press with your fingertips down into the earth. And lift your heart. And big inhale here. As you exhale, reach the chin to the chest and slide the chin along the collarbone. Look up and over to your right. There's the inhale as you exhale. Release the head back through center. Slide along the clavicle and look up and over to your left, top of the inhale. And then exhale, release through center. Let's go again, each side. And then come over to the right, slide into that right hand. Reach your left hand up off the earth a bit and draw it behind you. So it's at about a 45-degree angle down from the shoulder, and stretch out through the fingers. Pull it back as far as you like, and then play here with gentle rotations of the hand, the shoulder, the head, or little nods of the head. And just feel into where those sweet or sticky sensational spots are for you, and breathe into them. And stay with that as you like, or keep pressing into that left sits bone and reach that left arm cross body and roll, face, chest, arm open, reach back, look back, and exhale, sweep on through, let your breath lead. And take your time. When you're ready, reach that left hand over, press across body into right sits bone. At first, just reach that right hand off the earth about 45 degrees down from the shoulder. Spread those fingers wide and pull back. Lift your heart. Soft jaw, heavy left ear. And stay with that, or as inspired again, little rotations or nods, any micro movements that feel good to you. Deep breath. And stay and play with that. Or press cross into that right sits bone and reach that right arm across to the left. Roll face, chest, arm open. Reach back, look back. Sweep on through, moving with your breath. And take your time and let the next one bring you up. And let's come on to the hands and knees and stretch your toes under and one leg back and rock and roll through that foot, and then roll that side to side, just kind of waking up in there a bit, unwinding from all the deep closed knees, because I do want to invite you to child's pose. So we're going to be on the knees for a bit. Please pad them if you need. And then options here, as we move towards child's pose, you might want to pull a bolster in and get some pressure on your belly. Or you could take your child's pose with the knees together and bring your hands into fists, maybe one over the other or have them close together so that there's some pressure in the low belly here. And then lift up over the bolster, pillow, or fist and bow in with that little bit of pressure. And land your forehead. If it doesn't rest on the earth with the legs together, that could be okay, but ideally you'll bring a block or something so your forehead can rest and get a little pressure into that upper center forehead. And maybe draw some tiny little circles like the size of a quarter with your nose. And so that you're massaging the skin of your scalp around the Lalata chakra, or the energy point that's on the upper center forehead. This is a connection to your nervous system. And so we're going to breathe into that. At any point, you could just hold steady, of course. And if you would like to, let's add some Brahmari or bee's breath to this whole thing, really extending the exhales. And we're going to lift from pelvic floor, navel, tip of the tongue, and eyes to third eye center. So you're creating a nadasuchi or sound needle to clear any grunties or blocks in your body with the vibration. Breathe down into your root. Try to let that needle of sound come up from there. Let's go once more. Breathe in deep to your root and lift from root up, vibrating the body. And gently unwind from that and come on to hands and knees again. And this time on hands and knees, let's actively pull hands towards knees, shoulders down the back, lift tail and crown. Inhale your cow there. And as you exhale, lift your navel back, press the earth away and bow into your cat. Continue with your cat and cow if you'd like to. As you round into cat, you might take lion's breath. Squeezing out there, energetically kind of hurling any blockages out. 2 more. Excuse me, please. So sorry about that. I know that may have been loud for you. And then left hand beneath the center of the chest. Inhale and open right arm. Face chest to the sky. Reach up and look up. We're going to tease into this. We're not going to land right away. We're going to swoop that right arm under your left armpit. And then inhale, open back up to the sky. Exhale, reach cross body under that left armpit. And let's go a couple more times. You could land the next one if you really want to, or continue longer. Otherwise, next time you reach across, come onto the back of that right shoulder, as much as you can onto the back of that side of the head, and press into those left fingertips to roll deeper. Or maybe those left or top fingertips walk up overhead on the floor, like making a rainbow overhead. You can give a little pull on that to roll deeper into your twist. Stay with that, or you could swoop that top arm around to hold the opposite inner thigh and give a little pull on that. And that hand that you're looking at, press into the back of that hand. And feel how that'll open behind the shoulder a little more. Deep breaths here into that opening of the shoulder and the twist. Getting both our aims at once a bit here. And take your time. When you're ready, draw that left hand back to the floor, push in. Bring that right hand back. And you might shoulder roll, just kind of wiggle it around there, cat and cow. Feel into the space that you've just made. As inspired, right hand or your second side beneath the center of the chest, neutral spine. And left hand or second side to the sky. Reach up, look up. Inhale as you exhale. Reach that left arm across and under the right armpit. Follow your breath. Inhale to sky and exhale, reach. Pulsing with the breath. Maybe a couple more. And reach across as far as you can. Come onto the back of that shoulder. Press into those top fingers. Roll onto the back of the head as much as you can. Breathful there. Or draw that rainbow up overhead. Pull on the earth to spiral open a little more. Stay there, or maybe you swoop that top arm around. Hold the opposite inner thigh. Draw that shoulder on the back. Press into the back of that bottom hand. Breathe into all those sensational areas. Take your time. When you're ready, unwind. Unwind all the way and come all the way down to your belly. Let's take pause in the belly here. Elbows under shoulders and hands together. Press into the palms and widen the shoulders across the front. Bring them together on the back a bit. Keep that press of the palms and drag your heart forward. Hug the legs together and push into pubic bone and sacrum. Lengthen your spine. Breathful here. Stay here or return here as needed. Otherwise, inhale, turn the toes under. Toe pads on the floor, lift your knees. Keep that press into the palms. And as you exhale next, lift from your navel, forearm plank. Tilt the tailbone out through the heels. Lift your navel towards your face. So the pelvis tilts. Pressing into hands, soften the heart between the arms and breathe here for 3. And take your time. Follow an exhale. Come on down and open up Sphinx with the hands open this time. And then lower down, belly to the earth. Bring the hands under the shoulders and roll your shoulders, mouth, neck around. Make your legs very strong like a snake's tail. Hug them in. Press down into earth. Roll your shoulders on the back and pull those elbows and shoulders down the back. Press into pubic bone and sacrum and drag your heart forward. Peel open into cobra. You can exhale and lower back down to earth, or stay here a few breaths in your breathful edge of cobra. And follow any exhale back down to earth. Open the elbows out to the sides, fingertips under the elbows. Again, make your legs very strong. Roll the shoulders on the back. Peel heart open, inhale. And exhale, spin that left shoulder to the earth as you spiral, look over the right. Inhale, open center. Exhale, spiral other side. Let your breath lead. A couple more each side. And take your time. Once you're even on both sides, we'll just open up center and exhale, lower back down. Excuse me, bring the elbows under shoulders again and hands together. Clasp the hands this time, so interlace the fingers. Turn the toes under, inhale. Lift the knees as you exhale, lift the navel, lift your hips. Forearm plank. Inhale. As you exhale, walk your feet in, relax the neck. Breathful here. You can stay here and play with bending, straightening the knees, or coming in and out of the shape, or as you like. Let's bring one foot up to the sky, lift as high on those tiptoes as you can, and then that foot down and switch. If you'd like to play here, going a little more towards the arm balance, go for it. But we are going to be shuttling from here. So we'll reclasp the hands after the next couple of breaths. When you're ready, hands clasped, walk the feet back where you need to come into dolphin plank and pull up and back. Dolphin dog, dolphin plank. With the breath, it could go either way, but use the breath to move upon. For 5. And pull up and back, dolphin dog. Walk your feet in and come to your hands, downward dog. Pull your hips back, strong core, long spine. Give your hips a little swing there, taking the weight out of the hands. Keep swinging the hips and draw the hands back to the legs until you're in a forward fold. Pause in your forward fold, shimmy your shoulders out, relax your neck. Give your head a little nod or roll around, shake your hands out or stretch your wrists, whatever feels good here. 3 or 4 more breaths for shaking, hugging, massaging, breathing your back body. And big hug, feet to earth, muscles to bones. Lift your arches, knees, quads, navel, or arch your eyes. Press down into the earth and take your time to open wide and gather up the sky. And bring hands to heart. Feel your heartbeat, your breath, your aliveness. Imagine all this energy becoming your yes, any intention or dedication you've set for yourself. See it, breathe it, repeat it. And at the front of the mat, this front, inhale and stretch the arms to the sky as you sink the seat down into Utkatasana. And keep stretching up tall here. Inhale. Exhale, sink low in your seat, weight back, and then pour the weight into your right foot. Pull the hands to the heart, shoulders on the back by pressing into the hands, and lift that left knee up behind the right. Inhale here. As you exhale, push that left heel straight back, reach through the head. You can stay there, or inhale, tuck in. Exhale, press and shine out. Few more breaths. And then stretch way back, step back, squeeze those inner thighs together. Hug to center. Press hips down and lift and lengthen up out of the spine. And as inspired, arms to the sky. Hook thumbs or clasp hands and squeeze shoulders in the back. Slide ears over shoulders and lift through your heart. Find any breathful edge of back bend. Big inhale here. As you exhale, let's open that back heel up, warrior 2. Big inhale here. As you exhale, let's flow heels in, toes out, arms cross in center, and open out and sink in Devyasana. Bring the hands to the thighs, above the knees. Press the thighs wide. Lengthen your spine forward. Inhale. And then exhale. Press the left thigh away as you lift the navel spiral, looking over right shoulder. Inhale, open center. Exhale, press and spiral other side. Deep breaths, a couple more each side. Take your time. Once you're done, back to center, open up, sink in Devyasana. Excuse me. Inhale, shine out, superstar. Hug to center, feet to earth, muscles to bones, pulling the feet together without moving them. Squeeze shoulders, breathe, that bright star that you are. Inhale, floating arms up. Exhale, fly them down and clasp the hands. Pull on that clasp of the hands, shoulders on the back. Slide your ears back over shoulders. Open heart, big breath. Keep a lot of pull and hug from your feet and the muscles to the bones as you reach the heart forward and bow in. Clasp of the hands overhead. Relax the neck. Squeeze your shoulders by pulling on the hands. Maybe give your head a little nod or roll around there, just real gentle. And at any exhale, release the hands down the back. You might give a little massage on the way down to your hips or legs and low back and bow in, forward fold. One more big breath cycle. And take your time. When you're ready, walk the hands back to the front foot. Squeeze into the core. Inhale. Exhale, step back plank. Strong core, long spine. Big breath in. Exhale, shift forward and lower to earth or chaturanga. Follow your inhale. Big, bright heart breath up, dog or cobra. And any exhale back to down dog or child's pose. And rest or find any movement that feels good for you in down dog or child's for 4 or 5 breaths. You could return, of course, to that hugging into the core here. If you haven't eaten recently and you're up for a little cleansing breath in down dog, then you could do that. Otherwise, just that little pressure into the belly in child's. In down dog, a little Kriya or cleansing breath. Echo, exhale. Really get all the breath out and then fly the navel up in the emptiness. Stay hollowed out, but let the muscles of the belly go so they kind of bounce and then pull them back. So you're kind of bouncing the belly with no air in it. And everything gets really fluttery there like a washing machine. I'm going to do it again. I can't talk while doing it. If you have been doing those big breaths in down dog, you may take pause in child's pose or forward fold just to resume a natural deep full breath. When you're ready to, we'll all meet in the forward fold in another 4 breaths or so. A standing forward fold at the front of the mat, so you could flow vinyasa or just unwind slowly from wherever you are to get there. And once you get there, take your time hugging in any of the usual things you can do in a forward fold, shaking out, a little massage, thank you body.
And to give a little more love to that neck shoulder attention we're having today, you might hug your head here, interlacing the hands on the base of the skull, and then hug your head with your forearms or upper arms and draw the head long, just from the weight of the head and the weight of the arms. Keep the legs strong, feet strong, knees soft. And hugging feet to earth, muscles to bones, lift your arches, knees, quads, navel, root to rise, and roll on up to stand. Take your time at the top. Keep your hands there, clasping, pulling the head up, elbows wide, shoulders on the back. Lift the head up out of the shoulders. Press the head back over the shoulders. Lift the ribs up out of the waist. And any inhale, arms to sky, stretch tall. Exhale, bend into the knees, sinking into your Utkatasana. Fullness of breath, and pour the weight into your left foot, hands to the heart, right knee behind your left, second side. Inhale here, hugging into the core, and from that core, shine out, warrior three. Again, you could hold either thing or pulse. Inhale the tuck, exhale the shine. 3 more breaths. And slow and steady step away back. You can find your alignment first, and then the full expression of the pose as you're breathfully ready to. And maybe at the top you hook or clasp, squeeze, pull on that to squeeze shoulders on the back. Squeeze those inner thighs together and lengthen. Find any breathful edge of heart to sky. Smoothing the breath out. Last inhale. As you exhale, back heel down and open out, warrior two, palms up, hips and shoulders open to the side. Look out over that front hand. Big inhale. As you exhale, it swoop the hands in, heels in, toes out, cross over, and sink in Devyasana. Again, hands to the thighs above the knees. Press wide, seat back, heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen, spiral. Squeeze the navel back. Let your breath lead. Again, inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Follow your breath, twice more each side. Take your time when you're ready. Inhale, unwind and center and sink in Devyasana. Shine it out, superstar. Hug feet to earth, muscles to bones. Breathe your yes here. And I'm going to count from 3 to 1, at which point we'll step together, feet together, and clap the hands overhead. And 3, 2, 1. Yeah. And hands to heart. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. Your aliveness. Your yes. And let's pour the weight into the right foot.
Slide your left foot up the inseam, right hand to the hip. Vrikshasana or tree pose. Squeeze to midline. Lengthen the spine. As inspired, you could grow your branches. Blossom your fingers. Relax the shoulders. Soften your eyes, your jaw, your tongue. As usual, this is not about getting the perfect pose or even staying in the pose. It might be about wobbling and falling out. And what that's really about is, can we stay soft in the eyes, the jaw, the tongue? Can we stay smooth in the breath and present with what is, even when it gets frustrating or insecure or uncomfortable or wobbly and stormy? Yes, we can. So let that be the practice. Stay where you are, squeeze to center, lift and spiral into twisted tree, opposite hand to that thigh, and slowly shift your gaze to look back. And stay with that as you like, or come on back when you're ready, an ankle over knee. Flex the foot and sink in. Soft jaw, hands could come to blocks, seat could come to a wall. You could stay here in this hip opening. You could add the arm balance, or if you'd like to, play with a rotation here. Reach that same arm as your top leg, reach it up and over. Hook the elbow into your arch and press in. Lift the navel, lift your heart, and spiral, maybe bringing palms together. Breathe the twisted variation of this, which can also turn into an arm balance for some people. Mine is just not pretty and reliable enough to show you. But the hands would come down, the foot stays standing up there. It's really not a thing that my hips will probably ever be able to do. Once you're done with everything there, you can just unwind it all and come on down into Malasana, yogic squat. If you are more into taking flight than staying on the earth today, you're welcome to play with crow here. Otherwise, we are working a little more with digestion, so slowing down can be very helpful, and just a squat can be helpful. But also, we might add rotations here. So you could use that right arm to press the right thigh wide, open left arm up, big inhale, and then exhale, switch, press wide, inhale, open. And again, moving with your breath, a couple more each side. And take your time once you're even on both sides. Take pause in center. Big belly breath, and then forward fold. Press into the feet. And any movements or variations in the forward fold, 3 or 4 breaths. Hug your feet to the earth, your muscles to your bones. Unwind the arms if they were wound and roll or fly on up. Reach your eyes, connect to earth, gather up the sky, and center in. Hug to midline. And pour the weight into the left foot. Right foot up the inseam. Vrikshasana, tree pose. And of course, variate that as needed to feel able to get breathful here. And when you're ready, move towards focusing on the breath and soft gaze or drishti to one point. Soft eyes and tongue grow as inspired. And being with what is there, or hug in and put a little twist on it. Stay as you like, or come on back, ankle over knee. Flex that foot and sink in, hands to femurs or elbows to ankle and knee. Seat back, low back in, heart forward. Stay with that. Or maybe you're going for the arm balance, or maybe that rotation, reaching that top arm over, hooking elbow or tricep, pressing in as you squeeze to center, maybe adding the other arm on top and lengthening your spine. Stay as you like, or unwind when you're done. Again, back to Malasana or yogic squat. Take pause. Feel free to take flight. Simply stay restful here. Knees wide, spine long, or add those rotations. Big breaths. Take your time. Please stay with that longer if you like, or gently make your way to your seat. Bam. And let's hug into the knees. At first, you could rest your feet if you want, or just hug into the knees and find a little balance on your sits bones. But feel free to bow in and rest if you need that moment. And staying breathful here, or let's add a bit of core work. We'll take the one hand over the other, grabbing a fist, that is, like you're grabbing an oar. Inhale and center, and exhale, we're going to kick the feet out to the side as we row to the other side. Inhale, center, and exhale to the other side. Squeeze the legs together and keep your toes active here. Keep your chest lifted. If that's hard to do, you could hold the earth with your hands instead and just move the legs side to side. Remember, this is so very much about the core as well, rather the breath. And let's extend that right leg out, pull the left knee in. Come to pause. Find your breathfulness here. And then go ahead and pick that left knee up, or your top knee. Hold it with the opposite hand over the top. Push in. The other hand can support you to lift your spine and spiral here, or maybe reach back, look back. And come on back and stack your knees up. Move the hips back, so really try to get your pelvis to pour forward. Lift your hips if you need to. You're welcome to have both knees bent if you rather here. Otherwise, I'm going for a little hip and hamstring opening. Pull into that top knee, lift heart. Excuse me. Double, excuse me. And tall spine. And when you're ready, if you'd like to add the arms, I invite you to bring the same arm, same leg on top. Eagle arms. You could take Garuda, eagle, any arms that you'd like. So if you'd rather go Mukasana arms, Otherwise, getting into the back, tops of the neck, shoulders a bit here. Eagle arms and press into those elbows. Lift elbows up, shoulders down, and hands away from face. Lift from the navel, lift your heart and reach forward. Land on the knee, rest the head in the hands, or over the knee, rest your head in the arms. Soft jaw and tongue. Slowly unwind the arms, drape up. Give your neck, shoulders, mouth a nice soft roll around there. And take your time, pick that top knee up, extend it out. Dandasana, take pause in center, root into earth, lift to sky and breathe full breaths. Imagine all that heat and energy, your intention, your yes to life healing, renewing, shining you up. Follow any inhale to flow the arms to the sky. And exhale, flow forward. Inhale, drape right back up. Take the legs with you and tuck in again. You could rest as you like or balance on your sits bones. You could stay with either of those things, or if you will, with me, one more little boat ride. Inhale, lifted heart, grab your oar, and exhale. 4 more. And left leg out, right foot over the top. Hug into that knee. Second side. Hug into that top knee. Lift and lengthen your spine. Breathful here. When you're ready, reach down for that top foot and press out through it. Use that hold of it to pull the shoulder down, lift your heart, and right arm up and back. You could land it if you need to support yourself, or just breathe the twist. Stay as you like, or come on back, cross that foot over outside the heel and stack your knees up. Hug into that top knee again, wiggle into sits bones. And your arm variation, maybe eagle, same arm on top as your leg, big hug. That's always an option for eagle, it's just the big hug, or keep spiraling. Elbows up, shoulders down, hands away from the face. Big inhale as you lift low back and heart, and find your way forward to rest on or maybe over that front leg. And relax the head somewhere if you're able. Relax your neck. Big inhale, unwind, follow any exhale to drape up. Again, give your neck, your shoulders, your mouth a gentle roll around there. Soft tongue and jaw. And then go ahead and pick that top knee up, extend your legs out. Again, find Dandasana, the staff of life. pelvic bowl rolling forward, flesh of the sit bones back, hands next to your hips, roll the shoulders on the back, draw the toes evenly back, press into earth to lift through the heart. Even if the knees need to be bent, just dig in with your heels and your sits bones. And stay breathful here, or inhale, arms up, and exhale, pour forward over the legs like a big ocean wave. Inhale, roll it back up, cresting the wave up to the sky, and exhale over the legs. You might make that ocean sound with your breath here again, puckered lips and a hiss or a shush as you exhale. Tuning the vagus nerve can be very helpful for digestive stuff. So long ocean breaths. Another 8 breaths or so. So you can continue to make waves with the breath or just rest in Dandasana or the forward fold. And follow any breath to roll through gently to lying on your back. Take your knees with you to hug in and lie down. And at first, just let your spine settle into the earth. You could give a little rock side to side into your spine here. And draw bigger circles if you are so inspired. And then when you're ready, we'll interlace the hands behind the head. Keep the knees tucked in and squeeze together. You could even squeeze onto a block here for a little extra core strength and just really make sure you're hugging the legs together. Inhale here, and let's pick the heels up to knee height. Bring the knees out to above the knees and elbows wide, shoulders on the back. Inhale here. As you exhale, lift your tailbone, lift your chest. Inhale here. As you exhale, hug your head and pull the knees towards your head and your elbows to one side of the knees. Hold and pull your navel back. Press the elbow and knee into one another. Extend the right leg out, or the opposite leg than the one you're hooked on. And pull that extended leg in behind the other leg and take eagle legs. Hug the knees in and then land the bottom foot. So that's the only one that's going to land if you're in eagle legs. And then we're going to press into that bottom foot, shift the hip over to the side of your top hip, and then let that top knee come across body to the other side. Press that head of that top femur down, lengthen the arm up, and then open it out to the side and roll onto your ear, looking away from the knees. And long exhales, navel back. Last breath or two. take your time to follow any inhale to unwind and come on back to center. Hug your knees in and a little rock into your back body. Big breaths into your spine. Maybe a moment of stillness. Just let yourself land and feel your body and all that inner movement that's still happening. When you're ready, interlace the hands behind the head again and elbows wide at first. Take pause and a big breath, and then pick your heels up and knees over hips, heels straight out from knees. Inhale, squeeze the legs together. Exhale, lift your sacrum up and your shoulders up. Inhale here, and as you exhale, reach both elbows, cross body to your second side as you draw the knees in towards your head. So a big twisty tuck there, and press that elbow and shin into one another, elbow and knee rather, and navel back 3. Extend the leg that you're not hooked on out. Pull that bottom leg in so the knees are stacked, and then spiral as you're able into eagle legs. Land that bottom foot, push into the foot and shift that top hip over to its side, and then that top thigh cross body to the other side. Push the head of that top femur down, lengthen that top arm up, and then open out to the side in a twist. Long exhales here. You might really sigh it out again. Use that vibration to help extend the exhale and tune the nervous system. Letting go breaths. Please stay as long as you like, or gently unwind your legs. Come on back to center. Hug your knees in and just take a pause there to neutralize. Breathe your back body. Stay as you like, or happy baby. Hands over the tops of the feet or ankles, elbows inside the knees. Press the thighs wide. Pull the knees down. Push your heels to the sky and try to get your sacrum down. And then, as inspired, feel free to rock your baby or play with any variations there. Or just breathe in deep, full breaths and listen in. Are there any other last movements or shapes that you might want before or as a final resting? Being that we did set out with the intention to work besides digestion on neck and shoulders, I honestly would feel remiss in not having us do a bridge pose. So bridge is just like the number one for resetting uh, neck and shoulders. So if you would like to, ears in line with shoulders. Press your heels into the earth, knees bent and bridge on up. Clasp your hands, squeeze the shoulders on the back, and pull the hands down towards your heels. Lift your chin, press into center, back of the head, shoulders, elbows. Puff up your chest and breathe here. Simply breathful. Or again, using that vibration to tune the nervous system. Extending the breaths, long tones of awe into your heart center. Ah, ah. And please stay in that bridge as long as you like, or ripple down. One more thing for the neck, shoulders here, and also a prep for a possible ending is to hold the ankles as you bring feet together and knees wide. As you hold the ankles with feet together, knees wide, you might very heavily let the feet and knees drop away from center. So you begin to traction the arms, the shoulders down away from the ears. And then with a soft jaw and the legs heavy dropping away, turn the head to one side as far as you can without forcing. And you might feel some awakening there in the outer neck, jaw, shoulder connection again. Breathe into that space. And stay as you like or reset as needed. Roll to the other side when you're ready. Whenever you're done, you could just release the feet and bring your fists under the head of your femurs or blocks under your knees or thighs or pillows. If you have something to support you easily accessible, please move slowly to do it, to grab them. Try to stay easy here. And if you do have the earth or some prop to support your legs, we want that. We want the legs resting on something so the groin muscles will relax, which is very connected to the digestive and emotional center here. The iliopsoas goes from the inner thighs right on through the digestive organs and into the lower back. So we want to really support whatever we need to find softness in there. And whatever you need to find passive opening in the shoulders here. And as you come to rest, if there's any residual tension or busyness, you might inhale and squeeze into it. And exhale and let go. And if there's any residual tension or busyness, or just if you want to try that physiological sigh again, inhale, big breath, extra sip of inhale, hold, squeeze, and exhale, sigh it all out, let go. Really let your body be as heavy and soft as you can. Notice whatever thoughts or impressions move through. Let them keep moving with the breath. Connect your breath and sky. Receive spaciousness of sky and release back into the spaciousness of sky. Remember yourself, this spaciousness itself. And just notice gently wherever the mind goes. If it's on a train of thought, you can invite it back off the train to a resting station where we can just watch the trains of thoughts go by and just observe the breath and rest in spacious awareness, noticing that everything arises into this spaciousness and dissolves away back into it. And how the mind tends to contract to the novel things that arise, and how we can practice returning to that ground of being, the spaciousness that is beneath it all. And the more we visit this center of our being, this spacious awareness, the easier it gets to get to, the easier it is to digest the experiences of life when we're not contracted around them. We still feel and learn what we need to. We don't identify with or resist these things so much. It's a practice. So we're gentle and curious in the process. There's no doing it right. There's just being with what is and the space between and beyond. I encourage you to stay in this practice of open awareness as long as you're able to. If you're here with me live right now, it is about exactly 2:19. And if you'd like to move towards transitioning back into your day now or whenever you do, first just bring awareness back to your breath. Again, invite your breath to deepen and lengthen. And take some big belly breaths. You might even bring your hands to the belly so you feel the breath really coming deep into your belly. Notice how as we breathe deep belly breaths, we're actually massaging the organs. We're stimulating circulation, and thereby happy hormone production, greater immunity, digestion. And as you breathe these deeper, fuller breaths, You might slowly feel yourself becoming more awake and being inspired to any movements. And just let your breath lead you to slowly investigate movement. Let your breath inspire you to whatever is next for you. And see if it can really be present with the wisdom that is on the breath about what's right to be next for you. What action, what pause, what listening. Staying in that spacious awareness as you are. Or if you would like to with me, exhale and empty. Inhale your heart's intention, your yes to life, and let's ripple it out as a benefit and blessing, if you will, to all beings. May all beings everywhere be happy, joyous, and free. And may all of our words, our thoughts, our spoken words, our actions contribute to the well-being and happiness, the joy and the freedom of all beings. Exhale and empty. Inhale your heart's yes. Namaste. And thank you all so much for your presence and your practice. I hope you have a wonderful weekend or whatever's next to you. Thanks for practicing with me. It's so great to see you, hear from you. Bye.